Welcome, I'm the DeadwoodJedi. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. We are on the free-to-play, the Road to Ultra Nightmare. Coffee is in tow. It is day 52 right now. But more importantly, it's the day I get to finally fully book my Elva. We can see what she's all about. See the actual glory in action, because where am I on my missions? I'm here. I'm ready for Relic Keeper. So, let's do this. Let's fuse... I wonder if it'll take us directly to it. Yes, let's fuse Relic Keeper. Let's make this happen. This is easily the most important thing of the day. Right here. Getting those books for Elva. Getting her maxed out. Yeah, that's fine. You can sacrifice it. Guarantee there's nothing there that I need. There we go. 300k. How come it costs 300k to fuse that and it costs $1 million to fuse Brosma? That's a little dicey. All right, well, we got Relic Keeper. It's not my favorite champion. But we got our legendary books, and that's the important thing. And then we got a bunch of other things kind of coming through here. Oh, 10 million for on Demon Lord. I think we can sort that. I don't know about you all. So that's very exciting. So let's go ahead and book her. Now, obviously, this is the most important thing. Like, and both of these books are going into her. Getting the cooldown on the revive is really valuable. Not as much, obviously, for Clan Boss. For everybody else, everywhere else in the game, very valuable. And they're both on 3-turn cooldown, so that's great. All right. That's exciting. That's exciting. We've got that done. I want to drop a couple books in here. Yo, let's get Ugo booked up. That's kind of exciting. This is completely random, you know, on a whole different scale. But that is nice, actually, getting her booked up. I didn't realize I had that. All right, so Ugo's fully booked. That's... thumbs up for that. I think next is probably going to end up being Jizzo. Or we might just wait now until, you know, we pull some new champions, see what we get. But pretty exciting. Pretty exciting to get that done. Finally out of the way. So let's look at our Clan Boss team. Let's see what the new and improved Elva can do for us. I was waiting a little bit to see what would happen. Now... I could run it with the team I've been running, right? With, you know, Deacon and in there. But I think I kind of want to try it with the... I kind of want to try it with her rocking in here with Valerie. Because we're going to keep the speed buff up the full tight this time. I think so. Obviously, we're not a fully speed-tuned team, so it's going to be a little bit out of whack and wonky. But with that, it'll be pretty good. It'll be pretty good. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one that comes out. And of course, if you enjoyed today's music, we have that SoundStripe link down below in the pinned comment description of this video, and you can use code DeadwoodJedi to save 15%. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. I think we'll try it with Valerie and see, you know, where we're at on this, at least for Nightmare. So get the buff up, get the protection. We're gonna extend those, really nice. And kind of go from there, and hopefully we can, you know, we're not going to be in tune, so we got to just recognize we're not there yet, but hopefully we start moving in that direction. Ooh, that's good. Add a little more cinnamon today, twist it out a bit. Okay, this is interesting. You know, look, getting those toxics from Valerie. Now, one of the things I'm going to be wanting to pay attention to here is how are we doing as far as keeping these buffs on our champions, right? Obviously, we have extension stuff from Valerie. It doesn't necessarily work in sync with Jarreg or with Elva, frankly, because the speeds are not tuned, right? And so it's going to be interesting to see, like, my guess is Valerie's going to use her extension here, and it's going to be a bit of a waste. Not everybody, most of the buffs have already fallen off people, right? And so that just happens to be, see, just like that. That happens to be where the timing is on things, and that's not always the best. That's just not always the best. So figuring that out, I think, is going to be relatively important. But you know, there's still some good stuff kind of going on here. Not bad. You know, we're just under $1 million a turn, which is not a bad, actually we're right about $1 million a turn. A little bit under. So that's not a bad spot to be. $750,000. That's kind of where I want to be with this. Obviously, the more the better. But one of the advantages of having somebody like Valerie in here is we have some better potential as far as surviving long term. Also, there's only 5 stars, only 50, so we're not benefiting from War Master or Giant Slayer on her, so there's definitely room to improve things there. We are getting the poisons from her, and that's definitely an advantage for us, right? You can see we pretty much never have a full debuff bar until we get fully speed tuned and Venom Mage is going on that 2-1 ratio. I wouldn't expect that, and even then it's rarely going to be full without those toxics from Valerie, so that's going to be important. But the Brimstone helps to fill it up a little bit. Like we're keeping a fair amount of debuffs on there, just not what I would call enough, right? And so yeah, it's pretty interesting little team here, I have to say. Yeah, this is pretty nice. A pretty good squad. We're doing some decent work here, landing the Brimstone. I'm pretty impressed with this right now. You know, most of my teams have been lasting about turn 30 or so. So if we're doing 8.5 million in 10 turns, it's a pretty good result right there. I don't know that this team's gonna last that long. You know, 30 turns is kind of a lot. You know, people start dropping and they have to be picked up and stuff. One of the things I didn't do with this, which I should have done, is prioritize the speed buff over the revive. I think when I'm actually running this comp, when we try to take down Ultra Nightmare, which we're getting closer and closer to doing now, but when we actually do that, I'm going to be prioritizing the speed buff to make sure we stay in sync over the revive. Thankfully, they're both on 3-turn cooldowns, so it is definitely something that we might be able to, you know, revive somebody and get back in sync even after that moment if there is like a down spot. But my guess too is, like, in the actual runs, Elva's probably going to be the first to die. The way I have it set up, the way I want to set it up, everyone will have increased defense and ally protection. So it's either going to be Jarreg or Elva, because Elva's the only one that's going to have it only every other turn, not every turn. And that's just a function of the speeds and the timing of things. It's going to be pretty impossible to keep it on her the full fight directly, and in general on everybody. That's going to be a bit of a challenge. So also Valerie, forgot to turn off that A3 ability. That'd be good to do. I don't think the shield's useful, right? In this situation, it's too small. It's not going to be strong enough to make a noticeable difference in our survivability. I'd rather actually toss more toxic poisons out there instead. And so turning that off would be probably the way to go. But look at that. We're holding up pretty good. When we have increased defense, when we have ally protection, we don't take any damage, which is pretty nice. And keeping those speed buffs up and keeping the block debuffs up, man, affinity is not going to be an impact on this team. It's very cool. You can see how many turns we're getting. Dude, the healing is really solid. Nobody's dropping below. I don't need the leech at all from Deacon, which is pretty remarkable. You know, this looks like what I was doing on Ultra Nightmare on my main account when I was kind of testing it. Obviously this is a whole difficulty lower, so it's not there, but we're definitely in a spot that's pretty close. We're in a spot that's very, very close, and I feel like we might be flirting with that 4K, guys. I think that's where we're at. We might be flirting with it. So it's what, day 51, 52, something like that. We're flirting with it. We're out here. Here's what I'm gonna tell you guys. YST, if you're listening, you got 8 days, bro. You got 8 days. I mean, on the high end, because on day 60, I'm testing this for sure. Whether I succeed or not, different story. But we're definitely testing this before we're 2 months in. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be going for it. Now, will we get there? I don't know. But everything in my account is now pushing towards that. That's why I'm setting that goal for myself. We might aim for it even sooner than that. I have a clan mission. I have to do 200 dragon runs, right? And I hit in dragon 20, so I'm like, I don't mind doing that. I got 40 runs to go, so I'm like, okay. So today, tomorrow, and I have a bunch of gems saved up, so I'm actually gonna burn some of the gems. And we're gonna do that. I've been saving them up to hopefully upgrade the gem mine fully, and then I don't have to worry about that anymore. But I think we'll upgrade it one step and then use the rest on this dragon run, and then as we go through the missions, we'll get enough to finish upgrading the gem mine. It's is something I would like to do and get that done and out of the way. But I feel like we're pretty close. Turn 24. Okay, we lost Valerie there. Almost lost Venom Age. Not a great sign. Not a great sign. But you know, look at the healing. We're almost back to full. Not Valerie, and Valerie went down again. Return cooldown though. Return cooldown on that revive's pretty nice. There we go. We're all back up and healthy. There goes that speed buff. That amazing shield. And we're still trucking. I can't believe this team's still trucking and looking healthy. Full health again. Elva the miracle worker. Now this is a problem, right? Rhonda's defense is real low. This is turn 28 on Nightmare. Ultra Nightmare, that's going to be not even as good. So that's definitely where we're going to be having some issues here. 4 key might be asking a lot for Ultra Nightmare. Might be asking a lot. I'm trying to get into speed soon. This is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's a big ask. It's a big ask I'm asking for my team. I'm hopeful, but it is asking quite a bit here. I don't know that we're actually going to be able to do it. I mean, we've had decreased attack. We've had the heal reduction passive up for almost the entirety of the fight. Still, 25 million, that is a result I will definitely take. It's better than what I've been doing. Also, we don't have Deacon in there. We got Valerie, so that's giving up probably about 1 million damage, maybe 2. She actually didn't do so. Oh, the toxic, right? The toxic kind of balanced that out a little bit, but you know, getting her 6-star with War Master definitely would help. I mean, if you look at it that way, Jarek did about 2 million damage. I would imagine Valerie's going to do similar numbers. Neither one's built for damage, right? Elva maybe even a better comparison because she only really has 1 attack out of her, or 2 attacks out of her 3 skills, much like Valerie would. So add another 2 million damage to this when she's 6-star. She also won't be dying as early, which would be good. There's some solid potential here with this team, but I'm gonna have to improve the defense on Rhonda. I don't want to, but I'm probably gonna have to. And I definitely need to improve the speed on Venom Age, and I'm probably gonna have to improve the defense on Jareg. I would like him to survive a little bit longer than he did, but hey, pretty good little result there, I would say. So not too shabby, not too shabby. Look at all those dungeons I gotta go through. Spider's gonna be an issue. Not too bad, not too shabby. Now this last stage, getting the Arbiter is definitely gonna be a trick for me because obviously I got to get, you know, one of my great halls all the way ranked up to 10, and I don't have anything past 5 right now. So yeah, getting one of the bonuses to level 7, it's gonna be tough. I'm definitely not in that spot. I'm trying to get this one to 5 to finish one of the challenges we have, but getting one of the 10 is gonna be, it's gonna be asking a little bit. It's gonna be asking a lot, so it's gonna be a minute there. But I'm hopeful. I'm gonna test this. I'm gonna test it before that 2-month mark hits. Will we get there? I don't know, but I'm definitely testing it there. Something you guys might not notice actually is we have somebody in our clan that has already gotten to that 3 key spot on Ultra Nightmare. Look at this. Look at Whisper here. Basically at a 2 key, running something like a what do you call it? A Myth Eater team is my guess. Very nice team actually. Really effective, especially with a Michinaki. Michinaki's like Elva but on crack. So that's definitely a you know, that's a champion heavy team. Got very lucky with some champions there, right? Patarik obviously getting closer to that spot. I mean, Duchess, counterattack. Gross. Some people are gross. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I suppose I shouldn't complain with Elva on my account. She's definitely nice. But it's interesting how certain champions kind of lend themselves to certain results a lot easier than others, right? But you know, we're trucking along here. YST struggling. It's on the struggle bus a little bit, right? He's on the struggle bus. Odd one, a little bit on the struggle bus. The Geomancer, I feel like could be doing a lot of work for him there. You know, HH is we're getting there. It's an interesting place to be at. No ally protection, definitely hurts, right? Getting some ally protection would definitely hurt, but I actually kind of like this team. There's some interesting things going on there for sure. Obviously mine's the best. That goes without saying. Some interesting squads. Maybe we should spend a day and kind of go through and rank all the teams. Actually, that sounds like an amazing idea. I think that's what we'll end up doing tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep grinding dragon. Obviously, I need to grind dragon. Oh man, I think I have enough gems actually to just crack the gem mine. Yeah, we're gonna just do it. Yeah, let's get it. I had enough gems. Let's do it. I got a bunch of energy. It's fine. I got a bunch of missions that are going to be giving me some gems and stuff later on anyway, so easy breezy. That was an easy call. So we'll go do, I'm going to go do some ice golem runs here. I'm going to do about 10 of these bad boys, and then we're going to, you know, keep grinding, trying to get some better gear, and we'll see where we can get to. Bottom line, we are a big step forward from where we were yesterday, simply because of those books we just put on Elva. It's massive. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about next weekend when we actually pull those sacred shards. I will try to do that on stream. So definitely that's going to be happening sometime, probably Friday at some point, right? I might try to see if I can get up early enough to do it before my daily video goes out, and then we can just flow right into that. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. Super excited for, you know, where this account is headed, because we are like on that, we're on that edge right now, which is pretty outstanding. So yeah, we're going places, kids. We be going places. Very exciting. So that's all we got for today. You know, I gotta grind some, I can't believe we did the gem mine. I can't believe we were able to get that done. That's great. That's like a load off my head. It's not something like it's not something you need, but you know, it pays for itself basically in 100 days. After that, it's all Gucci. The great part is now I don't have to worry about saving gems. I mean, obviously, like we have this fusion coming up. Might have been good to save those for the fusion, right? To ensure that we're able to do the fusion. But great part is every gem that we get now, I know I can just use it, right? I don't have to save them for anything except for like what I want to save it for. So if I want to do more dragon runs today, I can do that and just know like I won't have any gems for the fusion that comes up next. Or, you know, vice versa. I'm like, okay, well, I need to do this fusion. I'm on my last thing. Well, I can do a couple extra runs because of that. Or, you know, I can refresh my arena, you know, because I need more tokens. There's a lot of ways I can approach it now, which is a lot better than what I had options for before, because before I was always like, oh, I don't know if I want to use these. And it's just kind of a quality of life issue. I guess that's how I'd put it. So I'm very excited about that. We're moving along. We're moving along in a really good way. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff I want to talk about, like the blessings. I got a lot of responses from the video I did a couple days ago. You know, talking about like the stuff for the hard dungeons, and a lot of people really gave me some great advice as far as like how to do blessings free to play, because just kind of, you know, basically turn all your coins into soul fragments and just buy them directly from the shop. So you won't get any real 5 or 6 star champions, but you'll have a lot of 1-star champions or 2-star champions that you can kind of put out there. It was actually, I'm like, you know what? It's a grind, but what isn't really in this game. And it's actually, I think, a really good way to do it. I still think the rate exchange is horrendous, but you know what? This is something I'm going to be trying on my free to play. To wit, I think I already did that actually. You can see all my gold shards are gone. And instead, all my gold shards are gone, and instead I got a bunch of these. So obviously I still don't have enough for legendary, but you know, hopefully over time I will get enough to get another 1-star for one of my legendaries. And you know, if an epic that I'm using or a rare that I'm using comes up, maybe I'll pop in and get that. I think it's not a bad approach, right? I can still use the basic ones, the soul stones, and then I sell what I don't, you know, the champions that aren't going to be helpful for me. It's an interesting approach. I like it. I thought it was pretty creative. I still think it's a horrible ratio, and it's unfortunate that that's the way things go, but I think that'll be a decent approach as a free-to-play player, which makes blessings a lot more applicable, and maybe, you know, the bonus you get in hard dungeons isn't as silly as I thought it was. Still silly. Stand by what I said, but maybe not as bad. Anyway, guys, I actually rambled on a little bit longer than I meant to there at the end. Doesn't matter. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm very excited right now. So my conversation points go all over the place when that happens. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. Does a lot for the channel. And yeah, that's all we got, guys. Till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.